Well, good evening. Welcome to another edition of Sky Blue Fans TV. What a frustrating Saturday afternoon that was, playing Norwich City. We sat there and we never thought we were going to score, didn't we? And I had that funny feeling it was going to be one of them games. And then we scored right at the death, what we deserved, to be honest, after some horrific, what can we call them, tactics from Norwich City, time wasting, etc. We're going to talk all about that, all about the game, team selection, and we've got 2 tickets to give away for our David Speedie night. Chris Baker's joined us tonight and he's promoting the night, and we're going to obviously give 2 tickets away for that fantastic night coming up towards the end of the month. We can discuss that as well. We've got Claudio as well as Jack, hopefully will be joining us. Come in, Claudio. Good evening.
Good evening. I've just been getting a bit of physio, Ken. I've been on the floor most of the day. I keep falling over and needing treatment.
All right. What are you doing? What's happened?
Somebody brushed past me in the aisles in Tesco. That was it, straight down.
Oh, dear. Okay.
In the car park, I was down again. Just unbelievable. Don't know what it was. And sometimes, just for no reason, I just had to sit down.
It's amazing. People. It's amazing people fall over just the slightest.
I know.
Touches. For no reason whatsoever.
I had a little sit down to make sure Caroline could change the shopping list because it wasn't quite right. Yes. Interesting, wasn't it?
You wasn't on the. You wasn't time wasting at all, were you, for something? It was very interesting. Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's bring. We got our guest in tonight, Chris Baker. Good evening, Chris.
Evening.
Evening, mate. How are you? All right?
Yeah, good, mate. I hope you're both well.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Yeah, we'll talk about the David Speedie evening a bit later on. We've got 2 tickets to give away as well. And we've got a question which Claudio's carefully selected, should we say. Hopefully it's not too hard.
No. Shall I do the question in about 10 minutes?
We'll give you 10, 15 minutes. Yeah, we'll do the question in about 10, 15. We're going to start off with obviously talk about the game, and then we'll
Ken, can I just say a big up Miles and Jonah yesterday for doing the live show.
Yes.
Because he had to do it on the train. I was trying to desperately get back from Leamington, and I got it home. I put it on just as the credits went up. I thought, oh no. And they did a great job. Really good job. He was out of breath.
He did, bless him. Yeah, because
I wasn't sure what I was listening to.
I did see him briefly as well after the game, and he said he was going to try and get on. I mean, I was waiting for the man of the match as well, which is also I was in the stadium probably an hour after the match as well. So we were all struggling to get back, to be honest. And but yeah, it was nice. It was nice. We managed to get a show on the air and get some of the views of Joyner, and it was good that Miles could join him, even if he was on the train. But we were all stuck, unfortunately. But never mind. We got there in the end. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talking about being stuck, and we were very nearly stuck, weren't we, yesterday? Because it was all sorts of problems. I thought, Claudio, we weren't going to do it. I thought we were going to huffed and puffed, and we did everything we possibly could. I thought we played really well. We created loads of chances. We played better, probably, or on a par with how we played against QPR, and we scored 7.
Wow. The XG. Now, this is interesting because against QPR, the XG was just over 1, I think, and we scored 7 goals.
Yeah.
Yesterday, it was over 4, and we scored 1 goal.
Well, there you go.
So it just shows what we had: 28 shots on goal, 4 shots on target, 37 crosses, 51 or 52 touches in their box.
Wow.
They had 7 touches in our box all game, 2 shots on target, 1 goal.
Yeah.
That says it all for me at times. Norwich as a team was woeful yesterday, what was going on. It was the worst I've seen, I think, in living memory. I've never seen anything like it.
No.
And they were getting players booked in the first half, which I think in some ways didn't help, because once the keeper's booked after 30-odd minutes, he's not going to book him again.
No.
He's still going to waste time, and which he did in the second half. He's not going to send a keeper off for wasting time. He's not.
Well, I'm not seeing yet that technically he can, but I've not ever seen that happen yet.
But he won't. And also, to add to it, we were woeful in front of goal.
Yeah.
We were terrible in front of goal yesterday. There's no other way of putting it. I mean, Hadji should have had a hat-trick in that second half. And even late on, when the ball was flashing across the box, they're all missing it, weren't they? And
I think we needed to score first in that sort of game, weren't it? If we'd have scored first, and I think tactics change from Norwich, they need to come out a little bit. Gaps would open, and I think we'd have probably got a few more. But
definitely, and I know we're going to go more in depth with it, but overall, it's great we've got a point. But the first 5 matches, we should have 15 points as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
We've done enough in every game to win every match, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
But you've got to do it when you're on top. And at times, apart from QPR in that first half, and then Derby, when we had that spell for 10 minutes where we scored all those goals, 3 goals, we've not really put the ball away when we should have done.
No.
And Norwich come away with possibly, I can't believe they've got a point. And before anybody says, I mean, I heard some of their fans going, yeah, but you'd have taken that, wouldn't you? No, that was just, I'd be embarrassed still. Yeah, you got a point, but it's a rubbish way of getting a point, isn't it?
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
Definitely.
Italy used to get criticised for playing like that for years. And after watching them last week, I wish they would employ that sort of tactic because they're letting too many goals in now. But, it's not the way I want to see football. Not at all. I think the game was stopped 170 times yesterday.
Well, it'd be interesting if somebody was actually timing it and stop the watch every time we did get stopped, and how many minutes we should have been added on. I know he had a fair
play to the ref, because we were sitting there, me and Luke were going, what do you reckon? And the chap next to me, Edin Gwaley sat next to me and Carlton Palmer behind me. Who, by the way, I said to Carlton Palmer when they went down for about the upteenth time in the second half, what do you make of this, Carlton? He says, well, he swore, but he went, I would have been sent off by now. Is what he said. He's like, he says, and he mentioned this before the game. He says, he can't deal with what happens on the pitch nowadays. So I think the old school players can't deal with it. And it's something that they have to step on. But, the referee was garbage.
Again, yeah. Well, we've had him a few times, Gavin Ward, wasn't it? Yeah, we've had him a few times, and he's not got any better every time we've had him, I don't think.
No, but I mean, we're undefeated. Great start to the season, the best start we've had in a long time. But it's frustrating because I think we should have 15 points, and I think Frank Lampard's probably thinking the same. He looked really frustrated. You sitting near him, I was right behind him. You could see how frustrated he was getting yesterday.
He was. He was delighted, obviously, when the goal went in, and I was hoping to do to them what they did to other. Remember them 2 late goals away at Norwich, but we just ran out of time in the end. But I think if we'd had a few extra minutes, we probably could have pressurised them and got another goal. But I was just thankful one went in. Anyway, Chris, let's move on. I mean, let's move on to the team. Obviously, he made one change to the team selection.
Yeah.
Sakamoto came in. Asante was out. Any surprises there for you, or would you agree with that?
Not a surprise as such. What I will say about it is not that Sakamoto actually did anything specifically wrong yesterday, because I actually felt he played very well. He was one of our better players on the pitch. I was surprised in the sense that I felt Thomas Asante had played well for the games he'd been in while Saka was injured, and I just don't think he warranted being dropped. And I sometimes feel like when we go forward and attack, it feels more fluid with Thomas Asante on the right as opposed to Sakamoto. And I don't know whether that's because maybe Sakamoto comes back a bit too much, defends a bit too much, and that's not overly in Asante's makeup. But I just felt, especially in the QPR game, maybe it's easy to get carried away because we scored 7, that we just looked a lot more fluid going forward than what we do when Saka's playing. And I don't think that's for any fault of Sakamoto's own.
Yeah.
But, so I think for that reason, I was surprised to see the change. But with that said, Sakamoto had a good game yesterday, and we've not won the game yesterday because of anything he did or didn't do. It's just one of those. So, no, I'm not surprised because I think Frank, quite rightfully so, loves Sakamoto, and I think he'll be first choice whenever he's fully fit.
Yeah, do you think the first half, I thought we hit the post, didn't we, with that header? If that would have gone in, it could have been a different game. But that, what happened was what I thought was going to happen. Or I was dreading they were going to get their first chance, and they did, and they took it, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they went 1-0, which was what we didn't want.
Unfortunately, so a bit of bad defending. Obviously, it's not a goalkeeping error, but I do kind of feel, looking back at it, he certainly should have been close to saving it than he was, Rushworth.
Yeah.
But okay, it's just one of those. You get stung by it sometimes, and unfortunately, it allowed them to then deploy the tactics that they did. I mean, the fact that they had 2 players booked for time wasting before half time was quite frankly pathetic.
Well, it was incredible that they were starting. It was early as just after they scored. Basically, they started. It was incredible.
Yeah, and I've got to be honest. If any Norwich fan, even if they'd won by doing that, was celebrating that, then they need to be having a look in the mirror. I've had word with yourself, because that's not football. That's borderline cheating, is what they've done yesterday. And they need to find a way of stamping out this time waste. And if players are going down feigning injury, and it's obvious that they're feigning it, the ref shouldn't be bringing this physio on. He should tell them, get up, I'm carrying on with the game.
But is it difficult for the referee to decide? Is he really injured or not?
I think it depends what he's seeing. I think there was a couple of times the keeper went down in the second half when no one had touched him. So it's patently obvious. A goalkeeper going down with cramp. I mean, I've never heard of anything so flipping ridiculous in my life.
Yeah.
So I think it's obvious when someone's doing that. It was overly obvious when they were doing it. There are times where you're not going to be able to tell, but yesterday it was blatant.
It was the most blatant I'd seen for a long, long time. I mean, we've had it happen a couple of times to us, teams trying to upset the rhythm, the way we play, obviously. And that's what part of their tactics. And it's happened before. I think Preston were one of the teams that are well known for it. I was surprised at Norwich, because they're normally a good footballing team, aren't they, Norwich?
Yeah, but they seem to have regressed under this Liam Manning. But I remember Bristol playing good football last year, so this seems to be a bit of a surprise from him.
Yeah,
he's happy for his team to play this way. I don't know whether it's just because he's so scared of playing Coventry City and what might happen in terms of the scoreline, that he felt he needed to resort to this to try and get a result, because they couldn't do it by playing a game of football.
They were 30 seconds away, really, from winning another away match. That'd have been every single away game. So maybe this tactic is obviously working in the other games. They're just playing defensive, counter-attacking. It was just.
Do you think, Claudio? Do you think they did it simply to upset our rhythm, because they know the way we play, and they don't want it fast-flowing football? They just want to slow the whole game down.
Oh, that shadow of that. They did it before we scored, Ken. They were doing it. The referee had already rushed the keeper a couple of times in the first 5 minutes. I mean, the game, for me, EMC scores that goal. The header.
Completely different game.
They come out, because you saw what they did when we equalised, how all of a sudden they started attacking. And I thought, God, they actually looked good when they came out. And that's with half the team being subbed by then. And I thought they looked dangerous the last 2 minutes. But going back to Sakamoto, I thought he had a great first half, but I don't think he was that effective in the second half. We got completely bogged down, and the anxiety sets in then. Nobody was trying to make that killer pass anymore with the last half an hour. We played some nice football, but there's a bit of anxiety set in. They don't want to lose possession. They don't want to, because as soon as the ball goes down the other end, it's another 30 seconds before it comes back. We timed an instant where there was a corner and a free kick, and it took over a minute. It was a throw-in. It was in the first half. I think they got a corner. It got cleared for a throw-in. It took a good minute before they actually took the throw-in. And this is down. They were attacking. They were in our half.
Yeah.
How can that take a minute to take a throw-in? It was ridiculous. And I'm not sure the ref can book players, but in the end, the more players you book, the more the game stops again, doesn't it? I've just seen Glennie's put 107 stoppages. I thought it was 170, but 107. Even so,
it would surprise me, 170.
Even so, that's like as soon as the ball's in play, it stops.
Yeah.
You know, it's just useless, isn't it? And you're right, it does upset the rhythm of the play. When we get on top, all of a sudden, the game stops, isn't it? There is no rhythm.
All the players go over for a little water break or whatever they do. The trainers come on.
Well, that's what I don't understand either, because if a player's injured, why does everybody need to go off the pitch? They need to stop that as well. And also, if I get cramp at home, I don't get the whole family around me giving me a help. They'll just say, sort yourself out. It's a bit of cramp. You know, you don't need 2 physios, 3 players, and everybody else, having a look. It's just ridiculous.
No, you don't.
I think that's what I meant by dark arts game, like borderline cheating. I've got nothing wrong with teams coming to the CBS and playing defensively and trying to hit us on the counter attack.
Yeah.
That's just the sort of teams we're probably have to break down a lot of them over the course of the season, because teams historically that are by the bottom will play that way anyway. But yeah, it's the constant time waste and stop starting, going down, as Claudio said, having everyone around you, having to help with a bit of cramp in like the 50th minute. It's, they're supposed to be professional footballers, and if they're getting cramp from 50 minutes onwards, there's something seriously wrong with them. Maybe they're not playing in the first place.
The classic was the guy with the knee injury who goes down in our 18-yard box and says, all right, runs to the centre circle and collapses.
He goes down again. Yeah.
Absolutely. To me, that's a booking. That is a booking, because he's had to run further than just walking off the pitch. That's blatant cheating. That's a booking. And I'm glad he got injured, because that's the tramp who scored the goal and did that stupid backflip. So I'm hoping that contributed to the goal, to his injury, to be honest. I was really disappointed in Norwich. That's not the Norwich I thought we could see.
And as I said
changed,
earlier,
didn't they? Yeah. It was only a couple of minutes.
I mean, I know we've got frailties, and there's parts of our game yesterday. If it had been on fire up front, we'd have come away with a 4-5-1 win yesterday, and it didn't happen. But it's not helped by what was going on around it. It was like you get a chance to attack every 5 minutes, if that. It was bizarre and so satisfying that we scored that goal at the end.
Yeah, it felt a little bit like a win, didn't it? Although we were still disappointed.
I know, but it's
a bit of a relief that we were still unbeaten when that goal.
Even then we contrived not to score, didn't we?
Yeah.
Ellis 6 yards out. So that's a soft shot. Luckily, Haji Wright was sliding in and managed somehow to get it in. I don't know how
I don't think if he'd have fell on the floor, he'd have scored.
No,
it's because he fell on the floor. He actually hit it, didn't he? He connected with it.
It's a great assist from Sims. I know what you're talking about.
I'm sorry, but he's got to take the keeper in the net with him.
Yeah, he has.
He's got full force behind that shot, not like a little tappy shot straight at the keeper. And the keeper didn't probably make a mistake by parrying it, or whatever he attempted save. And he played well there, keeper. To be fair, that's probably the only mistake he made there, boy. But to be honest, I mean, and to be fair, so they did get in a few important blocks, didn't they? Every time we went to shoot, there was somebody on the end of it, or somebody putting their body in the way.
But also, Ken, the tackle by Milan to rob their defender, and the ref, any other time of the game, he'd have blown for a free kick. Do you reckon he kind of went, I'm fed up with this now, I'm going to let him have a chance? Because anywhere else on the pitch, he'd have blown up for a foul, the way he was playing for things yesterday. And he let that go.
Though, he clearly gets the ball.
Well, he does, but it's the fact he falls over, Chris.
If he does blow up for a foul, then he's robbing us blind, because there's nothing remotely a foul about that challenge. He completely wins the ball.
And let's not forget the role Asante played in that move, because he brought that down brilliantly. Brilliantly. And that's what I was on about, a bit of calmness when he played the ball through originally. That's what you needed then. And we're talking a minute to go.
Yeah.
And it's a fair play to the lads. The very least we deserved was a point yesterday. Very least. I
just wanted to ask you, Claudio, were you surprised the new guy didn't start?
I'll tell you what, he might be starting soon, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how Bobby Thomas got man of the match yesterday. I don't get it.
Up in the lounges he did, believe it or not.
I find that bizarre when, there was other players out there who put a real shift in.
Yeah.
I thought him and Kitchen give me kittens, basically. the pair of them together. And when you look at the goal, Haji Wright, soft challenge on the halfway line. Milan, what was he doing there? Got the wrong side of the player, decided to just let him go through. Bobby Thomas doesn't really put a block in, doesn't he? Straight through his legs.
Yeah.
And like it's over the keeper. They're the sort of goals that Ben Wilson used to let in when he had 20 odd clean sheets. And it felt like every time somebody shoots, they score. It was that type of goal, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
You know, they should not be scoring from that incident whatsoever.
No.
And there's times where, I mean, he gets man of the match in a game where they only touched the ball 7 times in our box. To me, it's because they didn't get forward. He didn't have to do a lot, did he?
No.
You know, I find it odd. I thought De Silva played well. I thought Milan played well. I thought Radoni played well, to be honest. You know,
to be honest, Grimes had a great game. And there's quite a few. You could name probably half a dozen ahead of Thomas.
I thought Torp was off it a little bit. I don't know. He felt like he was carrying on from the second half against Oxford. Yeah. But you can get something out of him. But I thought it was an odd choice for man of the match. It
was very, very odd. And I was surprised when I was up in the lounges waiting for the interview to come through. And when we said Bobby Thomas, I thought, oh, really? But
I reckon the sponsors just wanted to meet Bobby Thomas.
Anyway, we've got quite a few comments coming through. Let's see if we can get.
I'll run through these. Paul Cuttyford, I understand the ref was garbage and so were Norwich, but we had 28 shots and only 1 goal. Any of the team with no luck would have been smashed. Also, treatment without leaving the pitch. What's that? I think if it's in the first half, you don't go off the pitch. It's the second half. Is that right, Chris? Or Ken? Anybody?
I think it happened in the what game is it today that I was watching? It might have been on Match Today from Messi. It happened in the Premier League game, and they made a really big song and dance about it. That it was the Burnley Liverpool game. It was that Jadon Anthony went down and got treatment, and then just got up and walked into the box to take part in an attacking free kick. And the commentator said, like new rule. Yeah. So I think it is a new rule that they don't go off the pitch in the first half.
Yeah.
The commentator said there'll be absolute uproar here if this Anthony goes on to score.
I think it's different if it's a head injury. I think there's different rules for head injuries, isn't there?
Yeah, because I think they have to go through an assessment to make sure.
Yeah. Is there a rule for no injury?
Yeah,
if you get found guilty, you've got no injury. You shouldn't be allowed back on the pitch.
I also think that if it's a bad tackle and the guy gets a booking, but the bloke needs treatment and he has to go off, I think the bloke who got booked has to stay off for the length of time that player has off for treatment.
Yeah,
because he's the reason he's off the pitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, I can't read these comments. I've got too many of them. There's game management. And there's embarrassing lack of sportsmanship. They started to waste time at their post goal team hug. Well, they did actually. Got told off there, didn't they? CCFC, proud Poshville Canaries, oysters or anyone. They can't defeat us. We'll fight till the game is won. City. Did anybody leave early? No, not many actually. Hello Walls, Colin Branfield, Wayne Ghost. Well, guys, that lads put it into very good. Well, guys, the lads put in a very good performance against Norwich. Another day it would have been QP all over again. Now we take it to Leicester and hopefully have a bit more luck in front of goal. Rob Nichols. People saying Haji's goal was lucky. It wasn't. Sims shoots, the goalkeeper says, and Haji has a millisecond to adjust his legs to get something on it. It's a brilliant piece of improvisation. I agree. I don't know how he managed to get his leg round.
I thought, how did you get that? How did you score that? But
I mean, he got fouled as well, didn't get a penalty. Asante got pulled back in the box, didn't get a penalty. The images are all there. Seen it live, seen it on replays. Not given. Paul Stratton, yes, Norwich cheated, but our inability to take our chances as against Oxford has cost us 3 points again. This is a worry as we played well yet again. Colin Branfield. Okay, we can talk about the time wasting, but they got caught out the second half with 9 minutes added on.
I thought it should have been more than that. I thought double figures.
Joyce Kemp. When we equalised, they looked like they might score a goal. I was quite happy from the blow the whistle. I just couldn't take the disappointment. I really couldn't yesterday. After being disappointed anyway with what was going on the pitch by them, I should say. To have lost would have been awful, I think. In that, not because the way the team played, because the team played fine. Just the way to lose, it's rubbish. It reminded me of playing Wimbledon years ago when they just kick you up in the air all the time and they come away with 3 points. You think, what has gone on there? Ralph Wiggins, even folks, what a great performance by the City and pathetic cheating from the Canaries. Wayne Brewerton, of course, Wayne, who was having photographs with Miles outside the CBS last night. Great game yesterday against a bogus side, still undefeated, and got to meet Miles. You did, didn't you? Yeah. Hope you had a wash since. Ralph, 2 points dropped again, I'm afraid. Colin Bradford, I felt sorry for the ref. What are you going to do when the play goes down? This is the trouble. It's difficult, isn't it? Because, it's difficult. Salop CCFC, is Miles going to be doing this on the way on the bus tonight? He's out of breath.
He's having a rest, bless him. He's only just come back from holiday, so
he's in an oxygen tent, a bit like Michael Jackson used to have, one of those.
He'll be back on Thursday, I think.
Your mate Lee, don't get me started. Even after the Norwich fans I've spoken with said how bad it was.
He was on his live earlier, wasn't he? On his TikTok. I actually met him at half time yesterday. A decent bloke.
It's a good job you said that. He's watching. I think a lot of the Norwich fans have said similar. I listened to one guy I thought, is he taking mickey? And he was. He's basically being ironic about the whole result and saying just how on earth did they get a draw. So that's great. Glenn says 107 stoppages is ridiculous. It is. Sky Blue Army, where's Vicky? Is she lost at sea?
No, she's just coming back from holiday. She'll be back Thursday. So I've been told. So she's had a nice little break. So she will be back with us on Thursday.
Rich T made some poor decisions though. Standard in this league, it's not good.
A lot of people saying you sound a bit crackly, Claudio.
Am I crackly?
A little bit, but not. I don't think it's too bad. But some people obviously better, worse than me, but a little bit crackly. I don't know whether it's your.
I don't know. Wayne Ghost says, yes, Lee, I've spoken to Norwich fans who were less than impressed by their team showing. Rob 87? EMC and Saka are great, but their lack of goal scoring threat could cost us in the long run. Glenn said, Sky Blue Hub, Liverpool had 55 touches in opposition box and only scored 1 today. Their attacking talent, think we need to focus on the positives. Ian Small, Manning is negative ruiner. Bristol's fans can't stand him. That's interesting.
It seems to me some people are having problems with the stream. I don't know. It seems okay at our end. It doesn't seem to be breaking up, but it might be different at the other end. Obviously, we can't see that. Obviously, there is some people out there who do apologise. I don't know what the issue is. They're saying that the stream's a bit crackly. We can only apologise for that. But it looks good at our end. It doesn't seem any issue at our end, but obviously we can't see it.
I'll read the question out. I'll log out and log back in again and see if it makes
a difference. Okay.
Nicholas James, good evening to you all. Well, there are so many expletives I could use to talk about the object housery and cheating and a lack of any ability to referee the game by that complete plank. Les Handley says, let's be honest, CB was amazing to be honest, but we need to realise we're going to have these games with how fast we play. Well, yeah, I mean, it's I suppose you've got to put up with it at home, but you've got to find a way around it. I suppose you score early, don't you?
Yeah.
Just make sure you score first. That's probably the only way you can really get around this.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to ask the question. This is to win the book.
Yeah, ask this question. You win 2 tickets. Tell us, Chris, what we're going to win 2 tickets for the Davidspeedie night. You tell us a bit about the Davidspeedie night now, mate, because it's at your home.
Oh, yes, it's at the Walsgrave Working Men's Club on Friday, the 26th of September. So we've got an evening with Davidspeedie. Obviously, it's in conjunction with his book launch, which Claudio's just kindly shown off. on there. So he will be signing copies of his book on the night that you can buy on the night as well. But yes, great night. £10 tickets, can't beat it. It's selling quite well. So, you know, please come down. It'll be a great night. These nights are always funny. They're always a laugh. It's nice to get an insight as to what goes on behind the scenes, especially throughout different eras that we have with the club. These nights have been brilliant. Obviously, you guys hosted one for us in March for Mickey Quinn, which was a brilliant night. And I expect this to be the same. So get your tickets. Not many left now. So, but you can buy using the link. I can see it on the ticket, on the poster, or the link in the bio, or you can find us on Facebook by there. Or if you're local enough, pop to the Walsgrave Club because they sell them behind the bar.
There you go. There you go. What more do you need? Or just need a question now from Claudio, who's got a question. Very interesting question. The multi-choice answer.
It is right. So here's the question. I've done it multi-choice because I don't want like 57 different answers. So when David Speedie was still at school, his dad bought which English club's football shirt for him? And was it a Chelsea, a Liverpool, a Man United, a Newcastle United, or a Leeds United shirt? So when David Speedie was still at school, his dad bought him which English club's football shirt? Was it a Chelsea shirt, a Liverpool shirt, a Man United shirt, a Newcastle United shirt, or a Leeds United shirt? Now, for those who don't know, David Speedie was born in Scotland, but then moved to Doncaster. And that doesn't really help, but he would have been living in Doncaster when he bought him the shirt.
Okay. Get your answers in, please. Normal, on the stream, please. Just put your answers there. We'll put all the winning answers in the hat, and then we'll draw the winner at the end of the show. So if you get your answers in, and then we'll mark down all the correct answers, and then you'll go into the hat for to win a chance to win 2 tickets for the David Speedie night at the end of the month. Okay, right. Okay, any more comments then, Claudio? Or
there's loads more. If you want to read them, Ken, I'll see if people are putting the answers up and start writing them down.
Yeah. Okay. Then. Let's have a look. I don't know where you got to on the questions. Where did you get to, Claudia? I don't know.
I'll just pick a place.
All right. Okay. There's a lot of people still saying the streams are very. A Norwich fan. This is funny. A Norwich fan has hacked the stream, so we can't complain properly. On Wayne Coast. Wayne Bruton said, "Stan, faculty need to reboot." Okay, well we're going to try. Claudia's going to try and reboot, see if it's coming from his end or. I honestly can't see anything on this shit I went so, but we're trying. Claudia's going to go off and reboot now, and then we'll get to the bottom. And hopefully, we'll get it back. Okay, we've got some answers coming in. Some few correct answers, some not correct. All right, as the answers are coming in, Chris, tell us about. Do you think? I just was going to ask you about the. Obviously, you haven't been on for a few weeks. Do you think we've got enough now in the squad to go forward for the rest of the season, or do you think that just that one signing was enough, or did we need more?
We needed more, really. I think it was a bad transfer window for us on the whole. I mean, had we not got Wolford over the line on the deadline day, it would have been a catastrophic window. I'm very much in the camp of, okay, 6.5 million is a great amount of money to receive for Sheaf given his injury record.
Yeah.
But I feel like when you back up to Josh Eccles and Jamie Allen, and you've not replaced Ben Sheaf with someone of equal quality, you've weakened your midfield, your backup. you know, I know people say, "Oh, money to reinvest and what have you," and they might be right on that. But at the same time, we now can't do anything until January. We're weak in midfield. We're now weak out wide because Raphael has gone out on loan. Maybe to get some much needed game time, I don't know, but
yeah.
I feel that's weakness there. I know we're apparently signed that Rakusuki or whatever his name is from Crystal Palace. But obviously the deal didn't go through. That was a rumour that he was in the building and they were trying to get the deal done.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get it done in time. But that's now left us short out wide. We were short at centre back, but he's fixed, at least fixed that area. But now we're desperately short in depth, not short in first match, you know, team selection quality. I think that's pretty much there. But the depth and quality that we've got is not anywhere near where it needs to be. Why, for that reason alone, I would not have sold Sheaf when they did.
Yeah, I thought it was a good business move for the club on money wise, and because he was out of contract, he played very little football for us. But I thought it was great if we could get someone in, you know what I mean, to replace him. But obviously that never happened. Whether we didn't try to and it fell through at the last minute, we don't know, because we don't know all the ins and outs, do we?
Yeah.
But I believe Frank was trying to get at least another player in, maybe another two, and the deals fell through, sort of thing, at the last minute. So you know, I think it's one of them things we can't do much about that. But and obviously Chief's on. The one I was surprised at was Raphael, because I thought Raphael was in and around the squad, and I thought, you know, he was getting game time, wasn't he, from Frank? He was coming on quite regular, and I thought they might have kept him.
Yeah.
I was surprised he went out on loan.
Yeah, I was as well, because he seemed to be going leaps and bounds in pre-season. You know, and if EMC picks up an injury, then we're a bit stuck on the left.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's my biggest concern going now into January is an injury to Grimes, someone like Grimes and Hadji, two main players. Can we look to the bench, and have we got enough on the bench to replace 10 players? And I don't think we have we?
No, we haven't, and that's a concern, and that's a problem. And I tried pointing this out on the forums when there seemed to be a lot of jubilation at the Ben Sheaf deal.
Yeah.
I just think sometimes fans don't really get it about depth. They think, oh, well, our starting 11's really good, and it is really good at the minute. It's probably the best it's been for a long time. But depth is important. Yeah. We need the players that are coming off the bench to be good enough to challenge these good first-team players for their position.
Yeah.
Because competition breeds success. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
If you can get that, you're going to be cooking. I mean, you know, there's going to be a lot of competition in that league. It's wide open this year. This was the year to really try and get your team sorted. Yeah. Because I think we can still have a shot. I'm not predicting that we're definitely going to get automatic promotion, but I do think the league will open enough that if we can have consistent form throughout the entire season and not just the back end of it, we can at least have a shot at it. I do think if we keep one fit and we are consistent enough.
Yeah, I do. I definitely think we're still good enough. But it's sort of say that the biggest there for me is injuries, because Grimes for me is a major one. He's got to play every week for me, and I know he's probably not going to play every week because he probably needs a rest at some stage, or he's going to get injured or whatever, maybe suspended. I don't know, but there's going to be a couple of games obviously when he's not going to play. Yeah. That's when we need somebody to come in and take his place. But and same as Hadji, same situation with Hadji. I think we're lacking up front, especially with, you know, we've got hardly anything up front really. We've got Sims, haven't we? Who is not exactly on fire.
The issue with Sims, I've always said, and I think I've said on this programme before, I think there is a player there. I think there's a good player there, and I think there's a goal scorer there. And I know a lot of people disagree with that. but I think he is very much a confidence player. And if he's scoring a goal and then being dropped the next game, which has happened again this season, I know he's only scored one.
Yeah.
It happened multiple times last season. That's going to dent your confidence. You're scoring goals and you're being dropped. What else you've got to do to stay in the team? And it seems to really affect him in an adverse way. When he had that run of games, our best run that we had last season, what got us from the relegation places up towards the playoff places, like up to Christmas. He was starting because Roy was in that little period, and it's when we changed back to a 4-3-3 that he stopped scoring. So I think he really struggles with that formation, if I'm being honest. When we play a 5-3-2, as we did quite a bit with Robbins as well in the season, he got 90. He seemed to score goals. I think there's a very clear thing that I don't think he suits being a lone striker. He needs someone to play off, which he's done. They were both scoring goals during that run. Yeah. I think people quickly forget about that because he's gone on a bit of a bad run. But it is getting to the point now where it's got to happen for him, or he's going to have to go, because he needs to get his confidence up, and I don't know how he does that with
hopefully, fingers crossed, we can have a bit of luck with injuries, but something tells me that we're going to obviously have injuries at some stage, and we might struggle. But the good thing, we've got Eccles coming back. I mean, I just seen a message here about Eccles that somebody rates Eccles quite high. Then Wayne Bruton says Eccles looks decent. Frank's coaching played out his skin at Sunderland's injury. Yeah, you're right. He did have a good end of the season, Eccles.
Well, the rumour was in the summer about Eccles that he was off to Stoke. It was a really
I heard all that with Mark Robbins. Yeah,
and the thought was, I heard through just the rumour mill, was that his injury is what scuppered the deal. So I was really surprised to see that Sheaf was the one that was leaving.
Ken, don't worry about Grimes getting injured. Eccles now. It's Covo, dear. Everybody like that. Lee Beckett. Sims needs 3-5-2.
Yeah, it was the formation Frank played during that run. Yeah, possibility. Yeah, M King Sims may need come good when the weather turns bad. A big bruising striker is more handful in bad weather. Well, I wouldn't mind if he is a big bruising striker, but he doesn't seem to come across that way, does he? As a big bruising striker, but. Not to me anyway.
I've been listening in, and for those watching, we are clear, absolutely clear here. There's not a problem. So the issue is obviously when it's going through StreamYard, because I've been listening on the show. There's a crackle. No idea what's caused it. It's happened before, and the chances are it's because of the rubbish weather we've had. So all I can do is apologise.
Yeah.
If it gets so bad, we'll give it up to an hour, and then. We'll call it a night, I think, because you don't want to hit your ears.
Wayne Goes says poor stream might have something to do with the solar wind that was due to hit us today.
I reckon it's something to do with a Norwich player going down somewhere, ruining our reception. They ruined it this weekend.
For those wondering, I didn't disappear for treatment, just in case you want to know.
He was time wasting, everybody. He was time wasting.
Water break, hold on.
As a consequence, now this stream is going to have to finish 10 minutes later.
I'll be adding the time on, don't you worry. Nicholas James said, I agree with all of that, Chris. So, there you go. I do think that there is a really good player in there with Ellis, and he can score goals. We've seen it. Well, that's exactly what you said. And obviously, Vicky's a big plaudit of Ellis as well. Just say he needs to come good. He needs to come good now. We can't wait much longer. We keep waiting for him. we know he's a good player in there somewhere, but he needs to show it, doesn't he, when he comes on? And he needs to start scoring.
Has anyone just seen that comment of Salah CCFC? It's just cracking up.
What's that one? What's it? Oh, right. Okay. It's going to be it might be in the window. No, it's nothing to do with me tonight. I'm not guilty. My computer's perfect now, or hopefully.
It's so frustrating because we're absolutely clear amongst the three of us.
Yeah,
it's clear. So
and normally before the show starts, we'll have a little sound check and everything, and everything's fine, and it's coming through fine. We can tell if somebody's crackling and somebody we can't hear properly. We try to pick it up and they log off and log back on. But as far as we can see from what we're looking at now on screen, we're perfect. So obviously it's the outside world that's causing the issue somewhere.
So I'm putting this question up then.
Go on.
When David Speedie was still at school, his dad bought which English club's football shirt? Was it? Which one of these was it? Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, Newcastle United, Leeds.
Oh, some big clubs there.
Yeah.
Get your correct answers down. Are you writing the correct answers down, Claudia?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, right, go on. Carry on with the questions then, Claudia, if you can find out, if you want to.
Sorry, the
comments, yeah.
Craig Robinson, Sky Blue Fans Forum. Is it the leaves on the line that's causing the problem? It probably is. It's not good, but I can handle it. Carry on, chap, says Rich T. I know. Sounds affected more than Norwich players. Paul Stratton, feed is now a lot better. Oh, okay.
Is that because you went off and come back on? Maybe
I'm not sure. Looking overall, then, you guys. I mean, we can be critical of Norwich, obviously, but I don't care about Norwich, even though it affected our game. Really, I think we do need to look at ourselves at times, and we did as much as possible apart from score goals yesterday.
Yeah,
personally, and I think that's what was more upsetting for me. Not the performance, just the fact we couldn't get it over the line, which we so deserved.
I think you get them games, don't you, this season, where you dominate, and it's frustrating because I thought we played just as well as we did against QPR. We scored 7 goals against QPR, and we scored one, in the 96th minute against Norwich when we should have had a hatful. But it's all about you need a little bit of luck sometimes as well, and the ball to run your way. And obviously, they did everything in their power to disrupt us, which worked for 96 minutes for them, because they were at one stage going home with 3 points, and then eventually we obviously managed to pull that goal back, which was fantastic. It felt like a win to me. So I was so pleased that we stayed unbeaten and justice was done, if you like, because they were time wasting. So yeah, I do think it's one of them. We play that game again tomorrow or next week. We'll score 3 or 4.
And also, we drew the game, but it felt like a victory against anti-football more than anything. It's like up your pipe and smoke it kind of thing, because what was just unbelievable. We can go on about it forever. It was poor. It was poor, and it wasn't highlighted enough. I mean, I can't believe the first game on, weren't we, on the ITV highlights? Yeah. And
I've seen the lady there interviewing Doug before the match.
Yeah, Doug's loving it, isn't he? You can almost see him blowing a kiss into the camera now, can't you? He's talking. He's loving the camera. The camera loves Doug, and Doug loves the camera. It's.
If she interviewed him, I don't think he made the cut, did he? I didn't see him on the ITV highlights program.
I've seen it. I've seen it online. I've seen the interview, so I don't know whether they showed it on. But Salop CCFC says Hull games the same. Played them off the pitch and didn't win. Exactly. That's exactly. It was the same, wasn't it? We should have beat Hull. We never.
Ralph Wiggins says we wouldn't have got a draw yesterday if Sims hadn't come on a sub. it was his shot. The keeper couldn't hold, and Haji tapped it in.
But he should have scored, really, shouldn't he? He shouldn't have given the keeper a chance.
But to be fair, though, if the keeper's pulled off a good save, is that really Sims' fault? He's got the shot on the target. You know, I think it can't all be just because Sims should have scored that and he's a bad player. He's took a shot, keeper saved it.
I'll tell you what, Chris, at 30 minutes, whenever it was, when Josh Sargent goes through, I don't believe anybody in the ground didn't think it was going to be 2-0.
Yeah.
As soon as he hit that, I thought, luckily it flew just over.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was surprised there. I thought a bit more composure, and that would be, I don't think it would come back at all from that.
Put it this way, if that was Ellis Sims gone through in that situation, did that shot that Josh Sargent done, he'd be getting absolute powders right now.
And quite rightly.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. And I must. But somebody near me said, "What all the fuss is about Josh Sargent?" But he was playing in a team where they just weren't going forward. They weren't interested in going forward.
Yeah, no interest in attacking. It created nothing for him. That was the only chance he had, I believe, if memory serves me correct.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
Difficult. So obviously, we're still struggling with the sound. I think, Ken, when it's going live.
Is it? Oh, okay.
You guys talk. I'll have a listen again. If it's too bad, we're coming off. It's not. We don't want to put out a poor show, that's for sure. But we'll win the competition. We'll do that.
Yeah.
So you two talking with yourselves. I'm going to do a little check again.
I'm going to have a look at. I'll just go a few more questions, comments here. I saw Doug helping a disabled supporter onto lifts after the game. He must be growing an age of wings. So set up CCFC. Poor old Doug. Norwich fan behind me said this will be 2-0 with 20 minutes to go. Ben, what could the EFL do to combat this time wasting players? Taking injury. Well, that's it. I mean, Chris, what can the EFL do? Not a lot they can do, is there? Really,
they've got to be able to prove it to be able to punish. It's all good and well me saying at the beginning, if it's blatant, then they should be able to do something. But that's just the angry part of me talking. You can't be going around punishing teams unless you know that's exactly what they're doing. And at that point, I don't know what you can do with the rules to try and stamp that out. I mean, they tried doing was it last season or the season before?
Yeah.
Adding every single second that the ball's out of play on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what they could do, unfortunately. Why we struggle to get a grip on it, teams like Norwich are going to keep doing that.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, I suppose all they can do is fine the clubs, etc. And that's all they can do, I suppose. But again, it's all proving it, isn't it? It's proving it's a problem. Craig Robinson, next two games against Leicester, or in Leicester, should we say, and Brum. Massive games, as he says. They're local derbies, and one came down and one come up with big expectations. They are two massive games, the next two games, aren't they, Chris? Really?
Yeah.
When you look at it,
they are the local derbies. Obviously, Leicester is a difficult one. Birmingham's one for me that I'm just desperate not to lose to. I wouldn't want to lose to them because, personally speaking, and I don't care if there's any Birmingham fans on here listening, I think they're a horrible club. They're a horrible fan base.
Mm-hmm.
They whinge about prices going up, but they don't mind smashing our way towards the bits every time that they are. You know, you can't have it both. I know that's the reason why they haven't got high ticket prices. And other clubs like West Brom will face the same situation later on in the season. But, you know, they're a victim-based fan base, i.e. they'll act as horrible as they want. Yeah. And when something doesn't go their way, they'll play the victims. And they've always been like that. They don't deserve to be where they are. They've bought everything that they've got in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Like Rex, I just vehemently dislike clubs that do stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, if you listen to other podcasts, Sims terrifies opposing defenders, apparently, says Nicholas Coleman.
Not from the bench.
One thing I do know is that won't do is tactically some of the toughest clubs away. One thing I know is that Frank won't do that tactic against some toughest away
time waste. It means we won't time waste, I think.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see us doing that sort of thing. Chance. Absolutely not. Craig Robinson, Sam Wise, carry on, guys. I'd rather put up with the crackling than no show at all. Okay, Craig, well, thanks very much.
I thought you said I'd rather put up with the crackling than listening to the wife then. I thought he was going to say something like that.
Frank Wood said the sound is much better now. So, okay, Frank, thanks very much for that info. We will try and find out what happened. I'm not sure. We don't know, say, this end, what's happened, because it seems perfect from this end. But we do apologise if you can't hear clearly. Out of our control at the moment. Alison Berry, Oxford drawing with Leicester gives me hope for us. Exactly. Southampton drawing again with Pompey today. That's another Southampton expected to be up there at the end of the season. They drew as well, so there's a lot of draws this weekend. So our draw wasn't too bad in the end because a lot of other clubs drew as well, didn't they? So I'll
just read this out. Rich Owens says, how come the new rule regarding players not having to leave the pitch if a player has a yellow card has not been communicated? The whole stadium was in uproar. And it says, ask Claudio about Stephen Hunt.
What? Tell us about Stephen Hunt.
So we're sat in the VP bit, and Rich Owens comes over to me and says, can you see the ex-Cov player in the room? And I'm looking around, I'm thinking, I can't see anybody. I says, how old are you talking? He goes, well, not that old. I says, well, I'm looking. I says, I can't recognise any Cov players there. And he pointed to the table. I said, I still can't recognise any Cov players. And he went, then he showed me a photograph and went, who's that? And he went, it's Stephen Hunt. I said, yeah, but how many games did he play for us? And he said, about 5. I said, he's an ex-player. I said, yeah, but come on. I said, he's got long black curly hair there and he's grey and bald now. So anyway, he sat
not Steve Hunt from the 80s.
No. As in from Reading. Played for Reading, didn't he?
Yeah, Stephen Hunt does it. Yeah, did he come on loan or did he sign?
He played 5 matches, didn't he?
Yeah.
And so he sat behind me in the stand, and Rich made a point of me going there, pointing to Stephen, going, look, yeah, and pointing at me. And I said, it's all right. As he walked past me, I said, nice to see you up here, Stephen. It's always good to see you back. Always good to see ex-players back. I just haven't got a clue. Out of sight, out of mind. Just did not recognise him. Yeah. He's so used to seeing, and even the name. I was thinking, what? I had a complete brain freeze. I've also got to say thank you to Dean Landon. Dean, if you on X, Dean does the Dino Memories, Coventry City Memories. You've seen it on Twitter.
Oh yes.
And you heard on the podcast that was after this program, which I haven't got, which I've been searching everywhere for, and always kept missing out on it on auctions. And he just turned up at the anecdote yesterday afternoon and gave it me. Unbelievable. And also another one, which I'm going to give to Keith Ray, a Stoke City one, which he was chasing, which I've already got. So I just want to say thank you. Really generous. And another funny incident was outside of the ground, because Lucas's first game Luke has been to, so he's on crutches, and we bump into a friend of his, and she's in a wheelchair because she was in a car accident and she's got a spinal injury, which makes her have leg spasms. So she's in a wheelchair, he's on crutches. This old boy comes past on a mobility scooter and says to Luca, by the way, we're starting up a disabled football team. Do you want to come and join us?
What was his reaction to that?
I'm back playing in about 9 months. I said, I'm not really disabled. It's just so funny. And the guy said, well, never mind, just come along anyway. I thought, it's... oh dear. Anyway. Anyway, did you make use of the £3.60 a pint? That's what I want to know.
I was about to say about. Did it go down well, Chris?
Yeah, I definitely made use of it. I was judging by the pain in my neck all day.
Miles did as well. He had a couple of points found in the fan zone. I don't know if he's going to trial it again. I doubt if he'll try it against Birmingham. Do you think he will? I don't think he will.
No, probably wise not to. they can't be trusted to behave as it is. They don't need cheap lager being pouring down their throats.
It's interesting, though, isn't it? Because I'm not sure. It makes me want how much profit you make, but I'm not.
Well,
it's not sustainable. But
it was £3.60 up in the posh seats, wasn't it, Claudia?
Yeah, I only had a half because.
Oh, did you? Oh.
Because
you couldn't stretch the 360.
No. The thing is, if you're driving, you can't drink any more than you normally drink, can you? So you're not going to spend any more, are you?
That's true.
It's one of those, isn't it? Unlike Miles on the train, sound like he spent about £36, didn't he? He had about 10 pints, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
Here's a question for you, Chris. Who would you rather be, Leicester or Birmingham?
Both, but if I have to absolutely pick one of them, then I want to smash Birmingham at home.
Yeah, I don't want to give them any confidence, do you?
No, I've got another thing. This is a question I was going to ask people. Paul Stratton says catering now needs looking at sausage roll and more expensive than a pint. Yeah, hot dog £6, sausage roll like £4.50, £5. Ridiculous. That's a ridiculous price for that sort of food. If you're taking a family of four or whatever up there and you're feeding your kids, you got a cheap pint. Let's look at the food as well, because I'm sure, I know for a fact they can do hot dogs cheaper than £6, surely.
Well, the normal Guinness was £3.60, and I think the Guinness Zero was £5.80.
Really? Yeah.
So, I think we also need to remember we've only owned this stadium for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's going to take time to implement any real change, and depending on what his contracts are with the people who provide the food, the service, he's got to make sure he's turning the profit on what he's doing. Otherwise, the club's going to lose money.
Yeah. I've got a hospitality review here from Salop CCFC. He says Balcony Street Bar was lovely, spacious. Food was rubbish. Rubber burger, £3.60. Camden Stout is awful, but didn't give a Larry lightweight a hangover. Scarborough Sam, give me a pie.
It's interesting because I had the Camden or something, one of them, and I just said to Luca, "This smells weird." So maybe that's why I just stuck with the 1.5, because it smelled really strong. I don't know what was.
The Camden is what I usually drink when I go. I always go to the Camden bar, right at the side of Block 18. If you can remember what that block looks like, Claudio. But no,
it is my block of choice. Here's my block.
But yesterday the one near us was closed because a card machine had gone down, and they didn't appreciate me politely pointing out that probably wouldn't have this issue if you used to accepted cash. Bar was closed until they managed to get it working for half time, but and it caused chaos in that area. The queues massive everywhere else because
Paul Cudgefield come back and said he checked the FA rulebook early today, and there's been no change. Injured players who get treatment must leave the field of play.
Well, it happened with us yesterday. It happened with the Liverpool game today.
Yeah.
So there's obviously something out there that it wasn't just specific to our game, and it wasn't just specific to our ref, as useless as we feel like he may have been.
Yeah.
It's I've seen it happen in a few games now, so I'm not sure on that.
They did it in the Euros last year, didn't they? Was it last year the Euros?
Sure they did.
Where the first half you didn't go off.
They keep changing these rules and regulations. I mean, I was under the impression it was just for a head injury, obviously, and they hadn't changed since then. But I haven't seen anything in our brief that we yet. But I mean, I don't know. But that's the FA for you, isn't it? They should come out and clarify this really, and make at the start of the season they should put out I don't know, they used to, and then they give it up to all referees, but we don't always get them. An updated rule book with all the new rules and regulations come out.
Unfortunately, we probably won't get the answers until something really controversial happens with it, i.e., a bit like the Burnley-Liverpool situation today, where he gets up and goes into the box for a free kick to come in. If he suddenly then gets on the end of that free kick and scores a goal, and he shouldn't be on the pitch, it'll probably get clarified at that point.
Yeah.
It's usually what happens.
Yeah, because it should be the same for all levels, really. You know, whether it's Sunday League football or Premier League, but they seem to be sort of just concentrating on the Premier League rules and regulations at the moment. But you know, what can we do? No, that's the FA for us. You can't. They're a rule to their own sometimes. Finn says, I must admit, it'd be great to beat Blues 4-0, a high score win, shut them up. It would be nice, actually, yeah. Got a few Birmingham fans at work. Stats against Norwich says Lampards with, should have won 6-0. Yeah, you're right. Should have.
Yeah, I think, 64% possession against 36%, 28 shots to 4, 4 on target to their 1, 9 off target to their 2, 411 passes to their 287, clear cut chances 4-0, corners 11-2, offside. They beat us on offsides.
Wow.
It was a 1-1 thrashing, wasn't it? Basically that's what it was.
Really was.
It's one of those games. We know we should have won it in the end. It's just frustrating. I mean, we've had 5 games, haven't we? It's 5 games in the league.
Yeah.
And really, it has been I know I said we probably should be looking at 15 points, but it's still been quite satisfactory that we're 5 games in, we haven't lost. We scored plenty of goals. We look like we're going to score plenty of goals, which is a good thing. The reason we're not conceding from open play is that not many teams are actually getting in our box, believe it or not. You know, apart from when there's a set piece. So, you know, we're reducing teams to minimal amount of efforts on goal, but we just need to refine it a bit to make sure the shots they do get in, we block them. I mean, I was watching the Sheffield United Ipswich game, and Philogene scored 3 great goals, but every goal are preventable. I know he's hit great shots, but they just back off him, and you sometimes think you've got to go and put the block in. You can't let when he's done it once, you don't let him do it twice, and then don't let him do it a third time. That's just poor defending, and that's the sort of thing we sometimes do. Like Bobby Thomas, that shot, it wasn't a great shot, but we didn't get close enough, and Milan didn't put enough of a challenge in to stop him. And I think that's what we need to sort out. Just little bits like that, and we've got a really good chance of stamping our place in the top 6. And this league, Stoke City, look where they are. They haven't got a great squad.
Never did it for us, did he, Robbins? Good starts.
No. And Paul Stratton agrees. Look, oh dear, Wrexham and Birmingham complete reality check. What a shame. Never mind. We expected them to be up and thereabouts, didn't we, with the money they spent?
Not for me, Wrexham. I felt something me and Miles spoke about. They bought players from League 2 and then non-league to get them up and compete in League 2. They bought players when they're in League 2 from League 1 to get them up and then compete in League 1. They did the same in League 1. They can't buy Premier League players now to try and get to win this league, to get out. They can only sign decent Championship players, and some of them are okay. I mean, at the end of the day, Ben Sheaf, yes, club captain, he wasn't getting picked.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He didn't start. Yes, he didn't start yesterday for Wrexham.
No, and he lost the ball for their 3rd goal.
Did he?
Yeah, I did watch that. And also, I was watching the games. There's a lot of goals. There's a lot of goals that are just really poor goals. Most clubs let in some really poor goals. We're not the only ones. So it's difficult. It's difficult.
I do. I was saying earlier, Cloud, I'm not sure if you heard, because I think it was while you were off. I feel that the Championship's wide open this year, and I think there'll be a damn good race for the playoffs and title this year. I don't think anyone's running away with it, a la last year with Burnley and Leeds.
There's our predictions, Chris.
Oof.
Would you agree with us there? At the start of the season, you notice Miles hasn't got Coventry anywhere near top 6.
What is going on with Miles Birmingham and Wrexham? Don't leave his senses, isn't he?
Yeah. We've all got Cov in there. I mean, I've got to finish third. Claudio's got us sixth. Jack's got us fourth.
Yeah, we've got Sheffield United. The thing is,
yeah, look at Sheffield. Where would you put what's your predictions? And Chris, where would you go?
For Coventry specifically, as I mentioned earlier, I think probably third or fourth if I was to nail on a prediction.
Yeah.
So I think we'll firmly be in the playoffs. But I do think the assistant all season we could have a shot at sneaking in at maybe second. But I think if you had to nail me down to position, I'd say third or fourth.
Yeah. Well, obviously, there's a long way to go. Yeah. So, way to go this season. And you have got a little bit of a head start because you've seen that you're saying your prediction now before it's not the start of the season. Whereas a lot of us would have had Sheffield United in there, but we won't put them anywhere near if we're picking now, would we? Even though the news today, I've heard Chris Wilder could be going back there. How crazy is that?
I think it's ridiculous. I mean, how can he trust that owner now? He sacked him twice. How can they have any type of positive relationship that an owner and a manager or head coach or whatever you want to call him should have?
Yeah.
He sacked him twice, and he shouldn't have sacked him at the end of last season. I don't like Wilder. I think
I don't like him, but I was very surprised they sacked him. Very surprised.
He got over 90 points in the championship last year. Would have been enough to get automatics in most seasons. He's just unfortunately came up against Burnley and Leeds, who absolutely stormed the league last season. And they lost a one-off football game due to a bad back pass in the final. It's not worthy of losing your job over, surely.
No. I wonder if they paid him off and now has he got to give his money back now if they employ him back, or can he keep it?
You don't usually have to if you made redundant, and then you get interviewed for your job back, so you get to keep your redundancy money, didn't you? I thought
he's laughing all the way to the bank.
Yeah, definitely. If they're stupid enough to employ him again and give him money, it's up to them again.
Let's just right, Claudia, do you want to repeat the question for the 2 tickets?
Yes, here we go then. Apparently it's still crackly, so...
Still a bit crackly, okay.
Yeah.
We do apologise, everybody out there. It is out of our control. There's nothing we can do about it. It's obviously the outside sources that are causing it, not us.
When David Speedie was still at school, his dad bought which English club football shirt was it? Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, Newcastle or Leeds?
That's to win 2 tickets for this night. David Speedie and Chris, go on, tell us about it again.
Yeah, so we've managed to book an evening with David Speedie in conjunction with his book that's just come out, which Claudio's probably showcasing. Yeah. So that book will be available for purchase and for him to sign on the night. He will obviously be there for photos and everything else as well. But it's £10 a ticket to get in. You've got links on the poster in the bio. You'll find them on my Facebook, the Walsgrave Facebook, and I've rotated them on the forums as well. And as always, if you live local enough, please go into the club and buy from behind the bar. It'll be a great night. Like this won't disappoint. Really excited for this one.
Yeah, looking forward to it. With the whole team are looking forward to that. Let's just go through a few things. Home game parking for the CBS this season. Big parking company, coventryparking.co.uk. You go to their website and various parking facilities for you for the home games. And coach travel for the away matches. We've got a few coming up now. Obviously Leicester as well next week. If you want to book your travel, ccfctravel.co.uk. Coaches as well. Ideal. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, please, if you're watching. All is appreciated. Okay, Claudio. What do you want to do? Do you want to go for the comments again, or what?
Well, somebody reckons I should do the night in the mankini. That's the David Speedie.
We're trying to entice people to pay to come in.
Yeah, you might get people walking out here.
I'll leave that for me OnlyFans page. It's now called OnlyFan because it's the fan I'm normally holding in front of my nether regions. That's it. Lee Beckett, 20 out of the last 25 seasons, 90 points would have seen you promoted. That's true. So, I mean, I think we will wrap this up early tonight.
Yeah,
I've listened to it again. It is a bit annoying. So, should we do what we thought was man of the match then? Because I don't agree with Bobby Thomas.
For me, my man of the match was Grimes. I thought Grimes did what he normally. He was fantastic yesterday. He was everywhere, he led by example, being our new captain. How about you, Chris? Man of the match for you yesterday?
I don't know. It's hard because I actually thought that there was a few players that played really well.
There was quite a few to choose. Yeah.
I think if you had to nail me down, I'd probably say Matty Grimes because I thought he controlled the midfield and I played quite well. A lot of our attacking was springboarded from him.
Yeah. And I thought it was great because I really was happy when he got appointed club captain as well because he was the obvious choice for me as well. Trevor Merriman as well. I was just seeing that come up. He agreed. And Lee Beckett reckons that the man of the match was the Norwich physio.
At one point, Norwich physios, when one of the guys was down, they were both discussing, like, you, me, after you, no, after you, after me, after you. It's like, just go on the pitch. It's just unbelievable. And it's a football match, and I know it's passionate, but you shouldn't be made to feel that angry at a football match like that when it's nothing to do with football.
But those poor Norwich physios, they spent more time running around on that pitch than the Norwich players did.
Well, I think, if they'd got one of them best on, they'd have rated quite highly, wouldn't they?
Wonder what their stats were.
Yeah, the heat map. It was all over the place. Craig Robinson says, your thoughts on Grimes being given the captain's armband? No, he was the only choice as far as I'm concerned, Craig.
Yeah, I agree.
The only choice.
I agree. I do think. Do you think it's giving a little hint as to which centre back might be getting dropped for Wolford eventually? The fact that it wasn't given to Kitchen.
I think Thomas.
Yeah, it should be Thomas. Kitchen's a better out of the two, but.
I think so.
It's difficult because if we do get promoted, there will be messaging in taking the mick out of me. I don't think either of them are strong enough for us to get out of this division. That's my only issue.
Well,
I think what I'm shocked about, we're all thinking that Thomas might get dropped now. 3 weeks ago, he's going to Sheffield United for 8 million.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I wouldn't.
Yeah, who knows? Right, I think I've got all the answers in for the quiz.
Kelly also says Grimes is a bit spot on as well. Just a couple of these we'll share before we go. Defo Thomas to be dropped. Ralph Wiggins, Mason Clark, man of the match for him. There was quite a few to choose, to be fair. Guys, did you see the interview with Milan after the game?
I haven't, no.
No, I didn't see it either. Did you see Claudia?
I did, yeah. There's so much footage now, isn't there? They're trying to do a bit more content, aren't they? And that's interesting because you kind of like our owner. I think it's brilliant he comes forward. The cynic in me thinks it was just seemed great timing to do that Q&A and then announce, get to the ground early, pints of £3.60. And it just seemed funny. They went, and yes, and this, I'll tell you what we're doing this week. We're doing pints £3.60s. I bet Dylan's thought, oh, great.
Yeah.
And what was interesting, though, the anecdote wasn't packed.
No.
So obviously people I was spreading around, they were going anywhere to drink because they knew it was £3.60.
It was £3.60 in the anecdote as well, apparently. And which was good, I suppose. I think it's great that Doug wants to get the fans to the ground and spend a bit of money, because all the money's going to the club at the end of the day, and we all support that, don't we? We'd rather give our money to the club than outside caterers, if you like.
And Joyner says, I'm disturbed by the image of Claudio in a mankini. However, I'm more disturbed by the awful cheating by Norwich and the awful ref.
Yeah, I quite agree, Anne. Absolutely terrible yesterday.
You've not seen me in a mankini. Craig Robinson, what was the XG for the physios? No, exactly. Wayne Ghost, he straight up got asked about the transfer situation. January window looked very awkward. He does. He's not going to answer. And it's a bit like the questions about buying the ground, isn't it? It's just like anywhere, isn't it? You put a deposit down, you get a loan, like you buy a house.
I just think I think people, I mean, we've just got rid of the transfer window, so I don't really want to be answering questions about transfer rumours in flipping September. But, you know, I don't think there's a serious chance that he was leaving. I think Frank would be integrating the other right back by now more than he has.
Well, you never know. I mean, he might have been in for another centre half, and maybe the rumour was they put in another bid for the whole defender as well. So he might have been looking to bring in 2 central defenders, and he may well go do that in January. You don't know. He might go back in for him.
Yeah,
because he wasn't.
Yeah,
you know. So we'll have to wait and see. Salop CCFC said we didn't get a play in the big lounge. Well, it was Bobby Thomas, the lounge up in the lounges. He was the official man of the match from the sponsors. Not everybody agrees with that, obviously. But,
Lee Beckett says, new eatery opening the 20th in Unit 5 Rowley's Green Lane called Porky Blinders.
Oh, Porky Blinders. Nice.
That's right. Shall I do the competition?
Yeah, go on then. Just give us the question again.
So the question was, when David Speedie was still at school, his dad bought which English club's football shirt?
Oh.
He had a choice of Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, Newcastle United, Leeds United. The answer is Chelsea.
Chelsea. Wow. Okay.
And the reason being,
he went and played for Chelsea.
The reason being is because his dad supported Rangers and he wanted him to wear a blue shirt.
Okay.
That's the reason. That's all right.
A bit of logic there.
Okay, so how many winning entries have we?
You got to pick. I've numbered them 1 to 10. So Chris picks.
Okay, Chris. 1 to 10. What's your favourite number?
I'll go with Rudy's number 5.
Rudy's number 5 is
Simon Wells.
Okay, Simon. Send us your details on an email or info@SkyBlueFans.TV. Give us your details, send us your details, and we'll get those 2 tickets for the David Speedie night off to you in the post, or I'll deliver them personally to you if you live in Coventry. It should be a great night. Thank you very much. And Chris, what are your feelings about the next few games? And do you think we can get a few wins under our belt? Leicester, Birmingham. Are you looking for 6 points there?
I think we're capable of doing it. Whether we actually do or we don't is obviously another matter. But honestly, if we get to the end of Birmingham on the 27th of September and we're still unbeaten, I'm made up.
Yeah. Well, I'll be certainly happy. I think if we play the way we did against Norwich, against next Saturday against Leicester, we will beat Leicester, because Leicester will come out as a different team. They're playing at home. They're not going to be going down injured all the time and time wasting. There's going to be loads of gaps. And I've seen Leicester play a couple of times on TV. I'm not particularly impressed with them, to be honest. And I think we're a better side than them. And I think we can beat them, definitely, if we play the way we have been playing.
And then new star signing is suspended. He got himself sent off
yes.
his debut.
That's right, straight red card. So he'll be missing, which is good. Claudio, the Leicester game for Leicester and Birmingham, next 2 games, maximum points for you?
Yeah, I think It, I'm going for, if we get 4 points, we've done really well, I think.
Yeah.
Which means winning against Birmingham. If we win at Leicester, then you draw with Birmingham, I'll be disappointed,
Yeah.
to be honest.
You've got to try and win your home games. Obviously, anything away from home's a bonus, but it's always nice to beat Leicester on their own ground, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a bit special, you know.
Well, not that we can remember, can we, really? But if we draw with Leicester, then there's a little bit of pressure to beat Birmingham, isn't there, as well? Every game's a pressure game in this division for us because we are putting ourselves up there. Yeah. Most fans have seen us as a top six, so every game is a pressure game. Oh, happy birthday to Anne Joyner. Just saying, happy birthday to me, she's put.
Oh, happy birthday, Anne.
Happy birthday, Anne.
Hope to see you at Leicester. Were you all going to Leicester, by the way, Chris?
Yeah, got my ticket. Got my ticket.
Claudia,
ticket for points.
No, I'm doing it's 12:30, so I can't do it. I'm doing a radio show, so
of course, yes.
I'll be on live, not like yesterday. I'll be doing it live here after the game, after CWR.
Yeah, there will be a live after-match reaction show
about
6 o'clock.
Well, no, it'd be earlier. It'd be early because it's early kickoff, isn't it?
Oh, of course, yes, right. It's 12:30 kickoff. I forgot about that. 12:30 kickoff, so it's live on Sky. The next two games actually 12:30 kickoff.
So we might go. To be honest, I think we should go head to head with CWR. Let's just do it because after listening to it yesterday, I'm sorry, it's not what it was.
No,
I'm just going to say that.
Fair enough. Well, everybody's entitled to their opinions.
That's really struck off the list now, isn't it?
You won't be invited to the studio any longer. But yeah, 12:30 kickoff. The next two games, two early kickoffs. We're most on Sky, and we'll have an after-match reaction show straight after the match with Claudio, and obviously Mr. Our friend from America will be on as well, will he?
Yeah, Jonah will be on. Yeah,
that'll be all good. Me, I'm looking for 6 points the next two games maximum. I think we can do it. I'm always confident we can win, and if we continue to play the way we are, it's only a matter of time before another team gets a good idea, and gets a few goals put past them. Because we are creating the chances, it's just putting the ball in the back of the net, which is the hardest thing at the moment, unfortunately, for us. But that will come. Because not all teams are going to be playing the way like Norwich did. So there's going to be a lot more gaps and stuff. A few more comments to finish on, Claudio, is there?
Yeah, for some reason Matt doesn't like American joiner. I think he's not being serious.
Oh, okay.
He ain't even a Cov fan. Well, he is now. You have to start somewhere, Matt. I mean, I wasn't a Cov fan until my dad told me I was. Yeah.
And so thank you very much for your birthday wishes. Nothing like blowing your own trumpet. Rich T says, give us time to get home after the game.
Oh, right. Well, okay then. Yeah. So that's fair enough. So if it's 12:30 kickoff, the game finishes about 2:20. Is that all right?
Says needs an hour. Wayne Ghost says needs an hour and a half after the games before the action.
Well, we'll go on at 4 o'clock then Saturday.
Okay. 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
There you go. It's all been agreed.
I've got a life as well. So.
Lee Bickett says you might see me there. Yeah, hopefully I will, Lee. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you there, mate. And also Paul Stratton says, looking forward to Leicester, but he thinks Birmingham will come and kick us off the pitch. Well, that's something we've got to not allow, haven't we? And we've got to have a strong referee, obviously, for a game like that. And hopefully we will have. But then I'm not sure if giving us a Premiership referee will help matters because they're normally worse than what we've got, aren't they, when they come here?
Oh, the room right here was Gavin Ward stuck on a contract. He doesn't want to ref anymore.
Really?
And the way he ref yesterday, it looked like he was trying to get the contract ended. It was. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. He's stuck in a contract he can't get out of.
Really? Well, I would have thought if he wanted to quit, he could quit, surely. But Yeah.
Do what Norwich did: feign an injury and retire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go down injured and pretend you're injured and can't carry on. And the fourth official's got to come on, hasn't he?
If that was Sunday morning football, Ken, I've seen this so many times where the referee goes, right, I've had enough of this, just walks off. Especially if it's like one of the opposition having to do the reffing.
Yeah.
They go, right, you ref it, I'm going.
If he reffed a Sunday league game like that, I don't think he needs to walk off the pitch. Teams would be chasing him off it.
Nobody
I agree. Yeah, you wouldn't get away with it.
When I've watched Lucas' team, he played for Whitnash and Coventry Albion, you rarely see lads go down. I mean, I don't remember it. When I play, you rarely hit the deck and stay down.
No.
This is what I find hilarious nowadays. It's pathetic. It really is pathetic. Maybe what we should do is when it happens, the whole crowd, 30,000 of us, should just laugh really loudly until they get the hint to stop doing it. The booing, they seem to love being booed because they wind you up. But maybe we should just laugh.
I think Birmingham will be worse than Norwich, though. I think Birmingham will play a similar way. They'll try and kick us off the pitch. They'll slightly get touched and go down for an hour.
Yeah, they'll try it. There's no doubt about it. But say we've got to have a plan B. We've got to have a plan B in action to deal with that sort of thing, haven't we?
Yeah.
I can't think of too many players we've had. I'm not making it sound like we're the saints of football that have done that go down easily. I can't think of many.
No, there isn't really.
That come to mind.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone either, really.
Especially in modern football. I mean, in days gone past, people like Peter and Love went down, but they were getting kicked up in the air. And Dave Bennett, some of the kicks he used to take, and he kept going. I can't think of too many players that we've got that just go down at the slight touch. The last person to do it was Matty Godden against Fulham.
That penalty, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, even he still insisted he got touched.
True.
So
but yeah.
It might have been a slightly touch, but he did get touched. So, but it was amazing that, really, because he's still the only player, I believe, to get a suspension for that.
Retrospectively, yeah.
Yeah, and how many other players have we seen after that?
Oh, yeah. Well, Mitrovic did it the following week and got nothing.
Yeah. So where's the justification there? Who's making them decisions? Who decided we've got to...
Salop reckons Bassett last year.
Against Sheffield United when the wink.
Madison used to go down like a light breeze. Yeah, but he was...
Yeah, he did on account. Yeah, you're right there. Yeah, Madders did. Madders is known for going down quite easy.
Yeah, but how many years ago was that, though?
Yeah.
Alison Berry says, by the way, has the sound improved? Can you let us know? Alison Berry says, was a miracle we got the 9 minutes. We're sure we're going to say 3 minutes or something like that. Well, we did. And I saw Frank walk over and put out 10 fingers. So he was obviously putting the pressure on. And I saw them walk over and I think they were showing him. They must jot it down. It looked like he was showing what they had.
A little bit, yeah.
It was, and he kind of nodded and was all right about it. And they put 9 minutes up. So I reckon there's a bit of bartering going on. I reckon Norwich went 6 and we went 10, and they went, I'll tell you what, 9. Yeah.
Well, you had to. If he would have put up 3, they would have an absolute uproar, wouldn't they?
I half expected it.
If he would have put 3 on that scoreboard, on that board, the fans would have gone crazy. Because I expected, I thought I said to the guy next to me, I thought it's got to be double figures.
But he had to stop the clock when he put the time added on. When he showed the clock, the keeper went down as soon as he come out with the scoreboard to say 9 minutes. The keeper went down immediately.
Yeah.
So straight away trying to eat into those 9 minutes.
Yeah. Well, immediately he should stop the clock again and add it on again.
So it's.
But it's all dark arts, and they're very good at it, and they got away with a lot of it. Unfortunately, on Saturday, but there you go. We've only got to play them one more time. Thank God. Be a completely different game at Norwich. They won't do that at home, would they?
No, I can't imagine not.
No chance. The fans wouldn't have it.
Right. Well, King Carlos,
Right, okay.
King Carlos has put about the sound problems. We do know the issue is, of course, if you've come in late, it's worse at the start than it is at the end. And we're about to finish because we realise there's problems going on in the airways. It's not us because backstage we are clear. I can hear Ken and Christian, no interference whatsoever. So it's obviously something to do with, we use StreamYard. We've had this issue before. When the weather's not great, with this amount of rain, it does affect the connection for some reason. No idea why, but it does. So can't do much about it. Really.
No, we can only apologise for that. I mean, as I say, we got no reaction whatsoever. We only know because you're telling us. We can't hear any.
I get it with satellite telly sometimes. It'll go, the weather's affecting the dish or something.
Yeah.
Which is odd because I've got the Fire Stick, but never mind. Because I'm watching Amazon Prime, of course.
Obviously, yeah, pay a lot of money for that.
But hopefully Thursday, fingers crossed, better weather. Meanwhile, if you haven't seen the interview with Ian Butterworth, me and Jim Brown, I've got to say it's worth a watch because he wasn't at Coventry that long, and in fact he was longer at Norwich. But he talks about the scouting he does and everything else in modern football. And I think it's quite interesting, actually.
Ian Butterworth, he was a good player for us, actually. Ian Butterworth, yeah. He
made an impact when he first came into the team. In fact, we only lost 2 of 14 matches, and that was when we had like the Dave Sexton Babes, you could call the young team.
Yes.
If you remember the goal, if you watch the Man City Cov match where Peter Bodak chips the keeper, James Corrigan, it's Ian Butterworth who plays the ball to him.
Bodak's the name, goals on my game, that one.
Yeah, well, yeah, he was sat behind me as well on yesterday.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, God. They're all coming back.
Yeah. He's a character. I tell you what, he gets really wound up. These ex-players, some of them are great. They really do.
It's nice to see him coming back and supporting the club, isn't it? For the
old last season I sat behind Barry Powell and we were playing, and I think it was against Norwich, and it was the same thing where we just couldn't get it together in midfield at the time.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, I bet you wish you were on that pitch now. Look at that.
Yeah, I was there. I was up there with you.
Yes. And he said, he turned around and he says, the worst thing I did was go to Derby on their rotten pitch. It ended his career. It knackered his knees up, basically. And that's what finished his career, was playing on awful pitches.
Yeah, that's what he did.
But they get involved. They're really,
Yeah, he's another fantastic player he was. Very Powell.
Salop CCFC reckons Luke is watching all the naughty channels on the stick. Taking all the bandwidth.
Right, okay then. So we're going to finish it there then?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, we will be back on Thursday with another show, hopefully with no problems. We do apologise that we've had a few issues out of our control tonight on the airways, on StreamYard, but that's out of our control. Hopefully Thursday's show, Miles will be back, Victoria will be back, Jack will be there. You're on, Claudio, are you?
Yeah, we've got a Leicester fan as well.
Yeah, we'll have a Leicester fan as well on, giving us his views of our friends down the road. Their season so far, so it'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to making the trip to Leicester, as I always do. Chris, you'll be making the trip to Leicester as well.
Yeah, I'll be there.
How do you not get? You got on the coach or you drive?
No, I'll be driving. So mate's birthday, so I said I'll take the hit this one, so you can have a drink.
Yeah, it's not nice short trip for you down the road, isn't it?
Yeah, get back to Coventry and head to the pub where I can join in. Join in
and celebrate the 3 points, but bringing 3 points back up the M69. It's a long time since we've done that, isn't it, Claudia? The last time we won at Leicester.
A while back.
I can't remember offhand, but
I'll tell you what, before we go, Ken, I thought was disappointing. You got Stoke near the top of the league. The ground's not even full yet.
No.
I just think that's rubbish, isn't it?
Stoke fans are very strange, aren't they? I mean, they're top of the league. That should be full, that stadium.
They never used to sell out in the Premier League, though.
Weird. The ground's too big for you is what we're going to be singing when we get there.
Absolutely, yeah, because we'll sell our allocation off, definitely, without a doubt. Yeah, I mean, Mark Robbins, fair play to him, he's doing a good job there, but it'll be interesting when we play him. I still think, we'll be thereabouts at the end of the season. So, but there's a long way to go. Yeah. Anything can happen. All sorts of games ahead of us, and all sorts of tactics to try and stop the famous Sky Blues getting the points. Well, they didn't quite stop us on Saturday. We managed to get a point. Points is better than nothing. If you can't win it, don't lose it, I say. So we'll leave on that one. Chris, thanks very much for your time tonight. Thank you for having me. I love coming on. No problem. And Chris Wells, make sure you get your contact details into us. We'll get those 2 tickets off to you straight away for David's Speedie night. Claudia, thanks very much. Yeah, I'm just going to go off and turn the generator back on. Thanks for all your messages, and thanks for telling us about the issues we've had. Do apologise again if we've had an issue. You haven't heard us nice and loud and clear like you normally do, but it has been out of our control tonight, believe it or not. It's normally Claudia's fault, but it's out of our control tonight. So we are nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. But hopefully it'll be okay for Thursday. So that's it. Good night, everybody, and a big play up Sky Blues. Good night.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.